Good morning, everyone, and I wanted to come on and talk to you all a little bit about the ability of platform sabotage. So it's really important for you to know that you are not allowed to speak the truth. You're not allowed to aspire to goals, yet they portray it as if you are allowed to do such things. I mean, it's hard. It's really hard for me to educate you all because you all are so linear in the way you think, which is chasing your carrot, which is it's really not even college anymore. It's job, content creator, sexy wife, sexy boyfriend, paycheck, podcast, who's on your podcast, kids will come in when you're ready to make the definite distinction that your partner has money. That's the new way of thinking. Notice I didn't one time say that you have any aspiration to help other people, to raise a child, it's just like, really, why are you here? Why are you on this planet? It's like that to me is a waste of space, because attached to all of those things that I just said, you have no education to educate people. It's one thing for you to have a desire to educate in your own personal book reading or research or experience, to then take that into video form to educate people. But this is not what's going on here. It's basically you're looking for validation constant checking the box for yourself every day on how many likes and follows and comments you get for complete and utter validation, where you then throw your child under the bus. You don't educate them. You don't take time out for them. And when you do, you're trying to teach them how to be like a dog. Come here, doggy. The advancement in discussion in this is the one-sided glitch in production of content. So for example, as you are part of the Democratic Party working on Twitter, you're part of the Democratic Party working on Twitter, and you're the owner of the company. And this is actually really happened. It's Elon Musk I'm talking to. Everybody's posting the same exact thing as you posted. However, they flag your post because they know that you're educating an audience on real deal information that goes against the agenda that fuels money for those that I just talked to you about, which are the carrot chasers. Now, when you were talking about carrot chasers, is their mindset is so unclear. Okay, their mindset is so unclear. So when you're one person, and they're a whole bunch of them. I mean, tons of them. We'll even say 10 million against one. Because these people are brainwashed. And then the people that don't believe in what they're up to don't know how to deal with this. So they just tolerate it. They tolerate it, they go with it. They cry themselves to sleep at night. However, there's like 30 million down here. However, they're still brainwashed. Everybody has good inside them. Obviously not. Because a good person, if they had good inside them, would not be producing content the way that they're producing content. Meaning when I produce content, it's pain pictures I'm showing you. And the response to a pain picture is violent abuse. Not to mention everything I'm saying is actually true. Not to mention what I'm saying is feedback for you as an audience to see what kind of content these people are producing. But you know that if you post like I were to post, not even in the way that I'm posting, but you were to just basically produce content where you're going against the grain, meaning you're not going to support binary, you're not going to support da, 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 da. You're going to be unique to who you are. You're, one, going to know that you're a threat to all of them because it's unique. But now everybody talks in trending versus creativity. So there is absolutely no creativity on the platforms. So if you show up in a new face, you're not going to get the views and follows because everybody's out to look for their own fame and clout and lack of education. Because lack of education brings your desire for the shiny things. My precious, my precious, my precious, my precious, my precious. So that's what we're seeing with all of them. You all know that it's wrong. However, for some reason, you cannot connect the dots together. Brainwashed. Meaning, even as I speak that to right now, you're like, yeah, that's so true. But then you'll go out into the world and you'll instinctively watch another video, mindset returns, and you'll like and love these posts and you'll go and tell your friend, I really like her. However, she belongs in an insane asylum. She's abusive to her child. And then you start taking on those characteristics because now you're watching her as a role model. Doesn't matter if they have ethics, morals, and values. They're being pressed into your faces in mass quantities. It's like having lying on your back and someone putting their foot on your chest and pressing really hard. So for some people, it's completely easy to post because you live within this box of constrained living, which is why you are all fearful of producing content. The bottom line with everything that Gary Vaynerchuk teaches on his platform is you all live in two places, fear and fear. However, this version of fear doesn't produce content because they're fearful. These people over here produce content and they get likes and follows and garbage business, but they teach fear because they live in fear. And they go with the trends and they can bullshit you and they're all snake oil salesmen. Meaning it's not like you're having a logical conversation with someone like Lance Bass. He's not intelligent. He's turned into a weird ass who literally thinks he's cool because he already had a backing of Justin Timberlake. He was in NSYNC and he capitalized off of his fame as a younger person to stay relevant in today's world. But now he's completely insane and you can see it in his face. So we've got Brian Austin Green, who was in Beverly Hills 90210, in case none of you know, who was actually the dork on the show, who now goes on to his podcast and instead of respecting his child who's in a space of trying to figure things out, because he knows that the agenda fuel of raising a gay child in a world talking about binary culture is going to get him some clout. So he decides that he's going to have this conversation on a podcast with a person who's going to create a cloudy mind in his brain, because that's what Lance Bass does, because he's on TikTok, where he then violates his child's civil rights, his personal private information. Just because he's come out of the closet to you, Brian Austin Green, does not mean he's told his entire friendship circle. Does not mean he wants everyone to know this. Because now we can see that Brian Austin Green lacks sensitivity. Now you've opened up your child to conversations around his sexuality, which then gives him and others the opportunity to dive on in to create the lack of comfort in who he is as a boy. Meaning now there's questions about, is he a boy or a girl? Because now you've entered into his mind the lack of groundedness in being a person, because millions of people are energetically judging him. I don't know how old he is. And honestly, it said gay, so I'm assuming it's a boy, but I thought you had all girls. See? Already started. Not to mention, you're acting as if there is something wrong with being gay. Because Lance Bass thinks there's something wrong with being gay because he has low self-esteem. So now you're teaching a young boy who's gay that it's not okay to be proud of yourself for who you are. Everything in your life is based on your sexuality. And that's how content creators educate and teach humanity on how to revert back into the old days, which is even more like massively psychotic. And let's not even forget about who the mother is. And this isn't about being in Hollywood. This is about being a good person and about being a good parent. Let's not forget that Brian Austin Green also took his family into People magazine. Because he just had a brand new baby and he thought it was good for his and her career to take Megan's kids and his newborn, put them in a pool and pose for pictures. But that's how Hollywood thinks. And they don't even think about a children's safety, a child's well-being. So that's actually illegal behavior. Because y'all don't understand that this isn't the old days of introducing your kid. Like, let's take a look at Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie on how they introduced the twins. And look what it did to the twins. Because all that time where they were younger was Obama era, so things were transversing and changing. Things were changing at that time. So these people that are crying out family first and children matter and all these different things are not actually living by the words that they speak. And specifically speaking to content platforms. Meaning you as adults have become so vile and toxic, the only way you can make it on these platforms, really, honestly, is if you do have a kid. There's one little boy on here who goes, "Daddy, you know what I love?" And that's this guy's platform. While his son suffers every day. Although the son doesn't know that he's suffering because this is now new normal behavior for him. Because what will happen, and it does happen daily, is people look at that little boy and they say, "That's so annoying." Democratic Party. Because people are jealous that he's so cute, that why isn't their page going viral? My kid does the same thing. But it's more important for you as a father to put your kid in front of all of this garbage while you hide behind the camera. So for someone to speak out against it is telling someone they're a bad parent, which is a true story. However, it's more important to save their reputation than to handle the situation. Democratic Party is responsible. Example. I don't even think I finished the example of what I was trying to tell you. The post which I actually got the post on TikTok, so it doesn't really even particularly matter. I don't actually care if I'm on Twitter. I freaking actually hate that platform. It's like the worst platform. It hasn't changed since Elon purchased it. I'm still getting flagged on garbage pieces of content when I have 2 or 3 followers. And they're bots. So I post under Elon Musk. he says, where's the A? If you see the A and all the Z's or the X's, then you will be a genius. But actually, now that I think about it, I think it was the Z you were supposed to see. And then you were a genius. Anyway, so I took a picture of it like everybody else did, and I posted in his comment section, and then I tagged him in it, and I said, easy one. And that one said it was sexual conduct. But that is an example of the retaliation of what these Democrats are willing to do to keep themselves in the front and to silence the rest of us. But you're okay with it because you're making money off of the American people's back. See, when it's working for you, you want it to happen, but then when it works against you, that's when you change your mind. When it's working for you, that's when you're all about it. But when it's working against you, that's when you'll change your mind. Because this is like only the beginning stages of what our Constitution reversal looks like. Because if you think you're the exception, you better go ask Joe Rogan about that. You better go ask even Taylor Swift, who y'all are worshiping like she's a queen right now, because she was cancel cultured. Anybody at any time, no matter who you think you are, is at risk for what this shit is. Because this ain't human. Do you get that this is not human behavior? This isn't even Middle Ages crap. This is some other weird ass shit. This is like, what can I say? It's like someone's taking this pen and jabbing you in the arm and you say, stop. Stop. I said stop. I said stop. I said stop. Please stop. This is Monovan to me all the time. I said go away. I said leave me alone. I said stop. I said leave me alone. I said go away. And that's literally my life every single day. That's why I get so angry, yet I'm the bad guy. Well, they look like heroes because they raised $24 million to give the money to the Democrats. Well, they abused Trump, they abused McCarthy, and then Matt Gaetz shows you he's not actually a real Republican. And we also can see that they've been conspiring against, which is why they pulled the fire alarm. That's why they pulled the fire alarm. That's why they've got this civil trial going. This is corrupt. This is why AOC did whatever she did with Elon Musk. This is, what's the other thing? This is likely why the big titty girl did what she did. And there's a lot of other things that have come out that I haven't even really paid attention to. Like the conversation around Biden's impeachment. That's why McCarthy. Because he said if. Meaning we don't have a government system that works. And we have nothing but Americans who are angry and pissed off no matter how much money you have. Except for the people that it's working for, which are the rich. Because that's what they want, is they want to buy their whatever they're wanting. They want you to worship them. We're looking at the recreation of kings and queens. It's literally happening right in front of your face with Taylor Swift ruining football. How much more fame do you need, Taylor? For someone who used to say they do not want their private life in public, now attends a football game to show off a new relationship? to ruin football. And now they're doing Harvard studies on how she draws a crowd to where they now raise prices. Do you understand? Do you care is really the question. People can't even afford the ticket prices as it is. I've got $20 extra this week, which I'm like exaggerating because most people, I don't even know how much a football ticket costs because you got to pay the fees and this and that. So it's probably like $75. Now they're going to go up to what, $150 apparently. And somebody who has an extra $75 this month has saved up and can now only go to one football game a year versus 3 or 4, if they can afford that, because now they can barely afford groceries. While these folks go to a casino party where they're throwing and slinging money all in our faces, while they call themselves humble and kind. So you're demonstrating you're not humble and kind, yet you're calling yourself humble and kind. And then everybody around you agrees that that's the definition of humble and kind. And now we've collectively agreed that humble and kind looks like wearing a fancy outfit, going to a fancy party, standing next to a fancy dude, and then selling cream dressing. Meaning sex is now humble and kind. Meaning there is no ethics, morals, and values. There is no free speech. There is no one standing up for anyone around the globe. And there's nothing but villains and psychotics running these places with nobody speaking up except for me and Donald Trump. While children are literally crying, although it looks like they're smiling because you've manipulated them into occur and look a certain way. Because you're all trying to show off for the cameras. Meaning the fact that you, Tarek, married that woman, had a kid with that woman, who is Mona Van's best friend, supposedly. And then you allow her to parade him around like he's some kind of toy. And show him off in People magazine like he's not even a person. While your whatever she is acts like a trash whore with Mona Van. And nobody says anything about it. Yet that's the American dream. And that makes me want to cry my little eyes out because of Tristan, who is a good baby. And it ain't because of her. You all have taken advantage of us. You all have mind manipulated everyone. You have silenced people. You have not stood up for what is right. You've stolen the dignity of children. You've stolen my dignity. You've stolen and attempted to take me out constantly. You've not assisted me in one way, shape, or form except abused me in your posting and your implications and your CIA operatives, and you do nothing but support people from other countries to destroy this nation. And I'll be honest with each and every one of you because I know you're all watching. It's going to take more than one person speaking out against these whores. Mona Van is a whore. Tarek, whoever your wife is a whore. And you should have watched the videos that she posted when she went to Miami, when Gary was in Miami. It was her birthday weekend. The fact that you could even sit and participate in any kind of experience like that, to me, is mind-boggling for any of you. Because the reason they do the things they do is because you accept it as normal. You accepted it. You said, yes, I'll be there. Yes, I'll show up for you. Yes, I'll comment on your comment section. Yes, I'll take pictures with you. Yes, I'll kiss you at VCon, which is a children's toy. That is not the American dream. That is not how Americans act. That isn't even capitalism. That's called psychotic. That is such low vibration, pretending to be high vibration. It's really like to be in it. I've been in it. That's why I've been acting the way that I've been acting. That's you. That's y'all. That is you that causes that feeling to come out of me because you all are feeling that. You're just too wimpy to say anything about it. You're wimps. You are nothing more than a cascade of garbage content with nothing of value to bring an audience. However, no one has anything else to watch because everything you produce is a mind fuck. And we're being bombarded by it every fucking day, no matter whether we're on the internet or not. How the hell do you think that my phone's not plugged into the wall, yet I'm getting internet access? It's called Wi-Fi. Do you think that affects you or doesn't affect you? Because you live in a land of fake reality. It's called subliminal messages that they've produced to get you to become exploited, feeding you this dream that's not going to happen for you because they're gatekeeping you all. And that would be the Democrat Party that's destroying this nation. And the fact that you can't see it means that you're brainwashed. Even if you don't think you're brainwashed, you're fucking brainwashed. Because unless I've sat in front of you and had this conversation with you, then you haven't done real work to show you a new perspective. Because even your perspective, as grounded as you think it is, it's still brainwashed. You really think that Gary has the power to not be brainwashed by those trash sluts? Whether it's a insecurity thing that they're working that weekend, or if it's some kiss he's trying to do in public to look a certain way, because you do know that he's kissing her ass in public to show off, right? Meaning he's only showing you pieces of what he's actually doing with her. Meaning you don't actually hear them ever conversate unless they're on stage. So what actually goes on when they're talking behind the scenes? That's the real question. Holding hands, looking cool, trying to create unrest amongst the nations to create war. That's what that's all about. None of you are really helping. You're all hindering this process of us being able to live our lives in peace. Because you don't live in peace. Although you proclaim your lies and tell us that you do. You're all a bunch of liars. And until you realize that, nothing will ever change. You will continue to abuse me, and I'll continue to keep moving through it, and I will battle you until I win. Because I'm a real person. I'm the real person. Y'all have been too far gone away from what reality is to know what it's like over here, what's going on with these whack jobs known as people, because y'all did it to them. Kim Kardashian did it to them. Obama did it to them. But you assisted because you didn't stop it. How you all should be feeling right now is complete guilt, hate for yourself. You should be feeling these things. That's how you know that you're human. Because of what you've done to people is so raunchy and so disgusting, you should be feeling hate for yourselves. You should be looking in the mirror and thinking you're the most unattractive person that has ever walked the planet. You should be struggling on how to get out of bed in the morning because that's what you've done to everybody else. You should want to quit your job, including content creation, because you're so humiliated and embarrassed by what kind of content you've created. Not in some fantasy, fake reality that you all created as an image. No, we're looking at real shit here. Your fake doctorate degree, your fake titties, your fake clothes, your fake hair, your fake makeup, your fake self, your fake voice, your fake personality, your fake history with your family, your fake this, your fake that, your fake here, your fake... Well, shit, what the fuck's real? That means you can't trust any of these people. And to me, that's actually very, 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 very bad business. And that's not what internet was put on this planet for us to participate in. You all have lost your minds. It's evident in what happened with Gary Vaynerchuk at the gym with her shitty ass workout. It's evident with him sitting in a coffee shop with her lame ass when they were in LA. It was evidence when we saw her now prostitute herself at a casino night trying to be Casino Royale. She probably watched the movie before she went so she could take on the personality of one of those trash sluts. So this is what you're going to do, because they all have people behind the scenes that are coaching them and educating them on how to act and behave. That is not real life. That is a reality show. And we all know reality shows are not real. And that's it, because I'm now up to 34 minutes and I want her to be left in shit like she is, a piece of shit. You deserve everything that's going to come for you, lady. Little girl. Your content's the worst content that I've ever seen in my entire life. Your personality is horror. No one likes you, including Matthew McConaughey. Neither does Snoop Dogg. They all fake it. They cannot stand you, Mona Vand. You do understand that, right? That they're all playing this game on you. So you think you're playing the game on them? You think you're playing the game on me? When they're like talking about you behind your back and how much they fucking hate you and how much they can't wait to expose this shit on you. Because when I'm in pain, they're in pain because they're my best friends. And little do you know the kind of best friends that I create in my lifetime is that I'll go to bat for them till the day that I die, but they'll do the same for me. And I can assure you that Kim Kardashian and Mona Vand do not operate in the same kind of mentality that a Texas boy or a California boy or this Georgia girl, and how we operate, because we earned what we have. We're like worms in the dirt. So we know how this game is played. And when the tough gets tough, we get going. That's the little piece of information that I forgot to tell you, as you think that since you're a Persian princess, that you sitting next to Gary Vaynerchuk, who's just like us, by the way, actually gives two rats ass about your fake titties or your asshole. That's why he posted that coffee video this morning telling you that your salad dressing was stupid. That's how he actually feels about you. He fucking hates you and he chooses me. So I'll continue to do what I'm doing, to do what I gotta do to make sure that that whore goes back to where she belongs, which is Iran, and then in a prison for what she's done to that country.